Hey, this is Robert. I am launching a new channel. I'm super happy that you're going to join me. The channel's going to be about fitness after 50. Adventures, cycling, all kinds of fun stuff. I'm happy you're here. So I would say in the last few months, I've kind of let responsibilities of life get in the way of my training. And I want to show you and show myself how easy it is to get back, do your best, make it important in your life that you're training, having adventures, running, biking, doing all the things that'll keep you healthy. I did my first marathon when I was about 52. It was an LA marathon. I ran a 2:45, which was decent for a first-time marathoner. And I was actually on pace to do like a 3:30, but I was introduced to that thing they call the wall at mile 20, which just wiped me out. It's a real thing. Then I started falling in love with trail running community. I met some people that were really into it, and I loved it. And I did my first 50K just a few months after my first marathon, which didn't actually go very well because my body was incredibly tired, but that was all it took. I went and redid that 50K a year later and finished it. The thing I love about the trail running community is just very open, very cool, no real egos. I did a few 10Ks and 5Ks locally, got a couple of ribbons for age group places. That just kind of kept the love affair going. This is one of my 1 mile loops that I run around my neighborhood. It's pretty great. I can go a couple miles and find a sort of almost deserted road, no cars. Sometimes I like to run mile loops. I think it's a good mental exercise, especially for like a long race when it gets kind of tedious almost. So it's good to sort of see the same thing over and over again. I know there's people who run like those 250-mile races where they just go around like a 2 or 3 mile loop over and over again. That's pretty intense. Another beautiful afternoon for a run. Get my miles in around my track. I try to think of each run that I do as another brick in this foundation that I've been building for most of my adult life. And this foundation of health, and fitness, and well-being, and a connectedness to my surroundings, which I think people underestimate, especially now that we all waste time on our phones in front of screens or sitting in our cars. When you're out here, you smell things, you see things. I'm lucky enough to live in sort of a non-urban environment, so I see horses, chickens, cows. I get dogs barking at me along the way. Everybody has a different reason for running. Might be competition, might be you just want to look good or shed some pounds. Whatever it is, you'll never be sorry after a run. Running for me is often a meditation. I don't always run with my headphones, and I'm lucky I have some very quiet places to run in my neighborhood. So I could be alone with my thoughts and the air and nature. It's pretty spectacular. I'm not gonna lie, there are days when I struggle with my motivation to get out and run. I try to remember a few different things. Number one is, I can't remember ever regretting going out for a workout or a bike ride. I've never thought to myself, oh, I wish I wouldn't have done that. Whereas there's plenty of times I've sat on the couch or channel surfed or been on my phone and a couple hours go by and I think, what did I just do with my life for the last 2 hours? Number two is, I think it's really good to have a goal, like maybe a race, or maybe you join a club and you meet new people and other people hold you accountable. The other thing I think about too is every day may not be some epic adventure, but it's sort of a drop in this big bucket, and you're adding drops, and eventually you're gonna fill it up. In the next few weeks, I'm gonna pick a 50K, enter it, and train for it, and I'll document it here. So let's do this together. Hopefully I can motivate you, you can motivate me, and I'll give you a little insight into how I train for a race. Should be fun. Beautiful time of day when the sun is just going down. Finishing up my run. It feels pretty good. I'd like to thank each and every one of you for watching this video. If you could like it and subscribe to the channel, that would really help this channel grow. I appreciate you. Thank you. Always do your best.